To which I went, Pablo, I'm going to put you down for a second. Have you all lost your minds? What? Like... Oh, welcome to the Alpha Primos podcast, the show where we talk about anything and everything, from the Amazing Digital Circus to wondering if Kane has served his purpose. Hey,
wow.
I'm Juan Solo.
And I am a digital circus hater. I'm Paco.
And I don't know what the digital circus is. I'm JJ.
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. So, it has finally happened, guys. After all my shilling for free, we finally have gotten to this point where we have an Amazing Digital Circus episode of the podcast. Now, we're still running a poll on making Pomni. It's the fish head again! A permanent guest, or a permanent special guest on the podcast. So be sure to vote right now. Be sure to dial the number on your screen right now to vote whether you want Pomni to be a guest on this podcast, a permanent guest on this podcast.
I think what we should do is, if we had money, if one of our cameras breaks or something, you should just have the Pomni on screen, like in the other person's place. Yeah. In front of a microphone.
Mm-hmm. Yes, there you go. That would be a good idea. Yeah, we could do that right now. There.
We need like a whole nother computer.
Yeah, no, don't you worry about that part, Jake. I got it. But obviously, we hope that'll never happen. We want a full host of guests on our show. But speaking of shows, we must acknowledge the true alphas of this show. You guys, our viewers, for leaving us comments. So, let us pull up our Pokemon card game tournament drama episode, where we got one comment from Mr. Jojira, the legend himself, saying, the only rule I care about in Pokemon is whether or not a dog can play the Pokemon card game.
I don't think that's in the rules.
you have a movie script right there.
I know a guy that's willing to buy it. Isn't the dude that's running that owns the Airbud license like looking for a new Airbuddy?
Yes, I was about to say, if you want to bring Airbud back, this is how you do it. Airbud TCG.
Right.
I don't know what inspiring story you can get out of it, but I'm sure there is one.
Man, like, he plays all of the card games because none of them have that like stipulation, and he's just so good at it. He keeps getting kicked out, and until and then the final one will be like Magic the Gathering or something.
He's gonna play against the rooster that Kenny beat.
Yes,
in Hardcore Cock Magic.
Yes. Oh my god! Yes, great idea, Jojira.
I think the villain in the Airbud TCG should be what's his name from Conan?
Triumph, the insult button.
Triumph should be the villain of the story. Guarantee you that would sell tickets to adults and kids alike.
Yes, I would buy a ticket to that.
I'd watch that shit.
Yes, I would watch that. Speaking of watching stuff and buying tickets. Amazing Digital Circus.
Never heard of it.
Don't watch it. Horrible show.
Bastard.
Worst joke to you.
Worst.
Actually, wait. Hold on a second. I'm jumping the gun. I'm blowing my load a little too early.
Oh,
we still have other alphas to acknowledge. Because, gentlemen, we have gained 2 new subscribers. Woo! Yeah. We are now at 105 subscribers. Now,
Oh man,
I cannot.
we jumped over the Foreigner song.
Uh-oh.
Hot Blooded. Check it and you'll see. I got a fever of 103.
We did. That was a missed opportunity. We were at 103 for like 2 weeks, and we did nothing.
I should have checked that then.
Well,
to
you 2 new subscribers, thank you. Now, I cannot prove it, but I am 100% convinced that those 2 new subscribers came from our successful TikTok. So that means these 2 are Amazing Digital Circus fans.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
So, our recent TikTok upload was me posting an update on my Kane TikTok. It's a character from the Amazing Digital Circus.
He killed his brother.
Yes, he did. And so, it is now our most liked TikTok and our second most watched TikTok. Wow, so it is
really glad you didn't post the Bubsy one that I told you to.
That one's coming. We just gotta ride this wave of Digital Circus. It's trending right now. So, but that Bubsy one, I'm sure it'll come once this wave has, dissipated. But
Bubsy is evergreen, as we proved.
Yes, evidently. I cannot believe Bubsy has more games than I realized. It's like Bubsy has more games than there are episodes of the Digital Circus. Anyway, so with that said, with this growing trend, this growing popularity in both our TikTok and our YouTube, all stemming from Digital Circus content, that means I will now be a 100% Amazing Digital Circus content creator from this moment forward until I deem otherwise. Because, that's what this means, right? What is it? Correlation is causation? Did I get that right?
I think so.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It makes sense to me. The
math does math.
Yes, it does. So, that will be what will happen from now on this channel. We will still do the podcast. Don't worry, the podcast isn't going anywhere. But just as a bonus, in addition, if you will, you will also be getting heaping amounts of Amazing Digital Circus content on top of it. All right, let's just jump into the topic there. I've stalled long enough. Yeah. It's like, stalled? You haven't shut the fuck up about the Digital Circus. I'm sorry, guys. I can't help it. I'm excited.
Why are you so excited?
Because the Amazing Digital Circus is getting a movie.
Wait, is getting a movie or is just being released in theaters?
It's both.
Okay.
So it's this growing trend that's going on right now where how you had like Demon Slayer and Jujutsu Kaisen where they put like their season premieres in movie theaters, but they edit them, to be like a feature length type deal. Okay, so yes, Dan, another one that did that. So the Amazing Digital Circus is doing something similar, but in this case, they're doing it with their finale. This is the series finale. The show is ending. And what they are doing is they are stitching episode 8, which was the previous episode, and then the finale, episode 9. They are stitching them together to make a feature-length episode, if you will. So it is, right now, it is called The Amazing Digital Circus, The Last Act. And its runtime is 1 hour and 33 minutes.
Damn.
So
it is feature
yes, because the episode 8 has a 30-minute runtime. Mm-hmm. So that means the finale is literally an hour.
Okay, so it's the second to last and last episode together?
Yes.
Cool.
It is those combined. So we're in for some serious shit with this. So
are they gonna get? Are we gonna hear a sitar and then they fall into an infinity castle of some sort?
Hey, spoilers, Jake, come on. It is possible, mainly because. All right, I'm about to say a minor spoiler for episode 8 for the Digital Circus. So, earmuffs for like 10 seconds and then come back. So, they are now in the void and we don't know what's out there. Okay, y'all can come back now. So, that's why it is possible that they may be in the Infinity Castle. So, what is the drama surrounding the movie? You know, the controversy, if you will. Because, I mean, you hear something like that, you think, like, oh, wow, that's good news. An indie studio is putting their show in movie theaters?
Yeah.
Where's the issue? What's the complaint? Well, let me explain. So, my computer screen is glitching out.
Oh no. It's Kane.
Yes. It's Kane. He heard me talk shit about him. Even though I praised the shit out of him in the TikTok. He's like, why'd you call me a villain? It's like, hold on, Kane. No, I called him an antagonist. There you go. All right. My screen is back. I lost the tab that I had this on. Okay, so I'm trying to pull up the dates just because I don't want to confuse people. But God damn it, it's because everyone's giving me the date for the movie, and it's like, no, I need the date for YouTube. Okay, I seem to have lost it. I think it was June like 14. Yeah, I think it was like June 14. That was when it was originally scheduled to release on YouTube. Because for those of you that are unfamiliar, the Amazing Digital Circus has always released for free on YouTube. And so now this release to theater is coming to a lot of fans as a bit of a like surprise. You know, it caught them off guard. And
a welcome surprise? Surely they're not mad about this.
Why would they be? It's in theaters. It's hitting the mainstream.
Right. All right. So yes, it's coming out June 19 on YouTube and Netflix. There you go. But if you go to the movie theater, you can catch it early starting from June 4th. So the controversy steps in from people thinking that 2 weeks is too long of a gap for people that can't see it in theaters, because this is a Fathom event.
Yeah.
So it is select movie theaters. Even myself, I got tickets for this, and I have to drive 2 hours to get to the movie theater to watch it. With that said, though, there are updates to this. So originally the issue stemmed from it was a limited release and there wasn't that many screenings. Even me, I found out about this at work while I was taking a crap. So I had to quickly log in.
So you were in the right seat for the situation.
That's right. Yes. but I wasn't there
shitting bricks.
But I wasn't there fast enough. I wasn't there early enough. And again, it's not at our local theater. I'm looking it up in a different town that's 2 hours away, and I saw that they only had, so the movie is only going on for 5 days, I believe. I think it starts like from Wednesday, and then it runs all the way to like Sunday. So that Sunday, June 7th, I believe, would be the last day that you could catch the movie. But here's the thing. They only had one screening per day. So you basically only had like those 5 days to watch it. But I don't live there. And I can't take a day off work to drive 2 fucking hours in the middle of the day, because it was at like 3 o'clock or something. And so yeah, so that's where a lot of the anger came from. Like people from Mexico, for example, we live on the border.
Oh yeah, they didn't get it.
They were complaining because they weren't getting it.
Yep.
So
I saw those memes.
Yeah. So that's where a lot of the issues like stemmed from. But like that same day, because it sold out so fast, and even me, I just grabbed the first two seats I could find, and they were not great seats. But that's all they had, so I had to take it. And then because it sold out so fast, they convinced the theaters to open up more show times throughout the day. So I was able to refund the tickets to get tickets for a different show time, more convenient time for me that I have to travel, and refund those old ones, so I got my money back. But you get the idea. Like that's just me, and I can't imagine that I'm the only one going through a similar thing. Other people, I'm sure, is even worse because maybe their whole country isn't getting it. But Mexico also announced that they are getting it. They are going to get the Amazing Digital Circus, El Último Acto, in movie theaters. With that said, though, for some people, this still wasn't enough. The damage was done. To them, this was a betrayal on Glitch Productions.
Betrayal!
Yes, someone played the Spoonie meme. The betrayal! Sorry, my throat's a little sore. I can't yell. But, so that's where a lot of that anger like is coming from, in the fact that this was something that was released for free. So much so that even on Twitter, they tried community noting it. But look, guys, I'm a heathen. I'm on Twitter way too much. So I am one of those people that I can approve and deny community notes. Like part of that committee where you can vote on it. Someone tried to community note the trailer for the Amazing Digital Circus, The Last Act, by saying that they needed to add context because Glitch said that they would release the show for free, and this theatrical release is not free. Guys, I immediately used my Twitter authority, my Twitter powers. I don't have a blue check mark. I don't pay for that shit. Fuck that. Don't pay for Twitter, guys.
Then you told Grok.
I told Grok that a note is not needed on this post. No additional context is needed, but you get the idea.
Yes.
And it's because that person that tried to community note it, in their reason for it, they posted a link to a previous tweet from 2 years ago, where Glitch Productions said that the Amazing Digital Circus will always be free and YouTube will always have the priority.
Okay.
So they're seeing it as no, you guys are fucking selling out. You guys are... And it got so bad that the CEO of Glitch Productions had to put out a statement. A Mr.
What's the statement? Kevin, shut up, you fucking nerds. We're getting pinned. Give us your money.
But yes. So I won't read the entire statement, but for those of you curious, you can find it online. It's on Twitter, it's on Reddit. But the short gist, he says, "Hey it's everyone, Kevin
letterhead. Looks cool."
Yep. Says, I just wanted to jump in and talk directly about the theatrical release of the Digital Circus finale and it being 2 weeks before its YouTube release. And he says, the reason we are pushing for this at all is because this one event has the potential to change how the entire industry views indie animation. And I agree. He's 100% right.
Yeah.
But as far as like, why the 2 weeks? In short, he basically says it wasn't their idea. When you go to a movie theater and you pitch that, hey, I want to put this in the theater, they want a big runtime. Mm-hmm. Like, I believe their minimum is like, we want to run this shit for at least a month minimum. But because this isn't a premiere, it's a finale, they really wanted a smaller window because of, spoilers and hype being built for this. And it was a lot of back and forth between them until finally they agreed to 2 weeks. So that's more or less the too long didn't read version, but I do highly recommend you guys read the whole statement. But that's like the breakdown of it as far as why they couldn't get it shorter to like 1 week per se. And yeah, I don't know if it's just people like just naive. Like, I don't know if this like maybe these are like maybe like young teenagers that are like, but I'm at school, I can't watch like you get it, like. Or if it is just genuine people that they just don't know. Like, I want to say this is coming from just people who don't understand, like, how long animation takes and that Glitch is a indie studio. Like,
yeah,
there's a reason why it takes them so long to come out with new episodes of this thing.
I think it's part of that. There's also this weird trend that I don't like and I don't subscribe to, where people don't want to do homework to see a movie. I guess that's the way they phrase it.
Yeah,
that they don't want to do homework to go see a movie. Like, that was a lot of the pushback with the Infinity Castle movie that I heard.
Yeah.
Even from like Mark on the drive home, he was like, yeah, a lot of people aren't liking that, like, oh, I have to watch this whole like multi-season anime just to watch this movie. It's like, well, no, you don't have to watch the movie. Like, if you weren't watching the anime, this isn't for you.
Yeah,
common sense. Common fucking sense. Like, no, I agree. Common fucking sense, bro.
And even today, I got a TikTok that was talking about Mandalorian and Grogu. Mm-hmm. And I saw in the comments, people were complaining that, like, dog, I have to watch 2 shows to be able to follow this movie. Like, and I'm like, dude, it's Star Wars. At this point, you have to watch 9 fucking movies to watch another Star Wars. like, what are you talking about?
You're really splitting hairs. You're really splitting hairs here.
Yeah.
And, I think it's I can understand like people's complaint when it comes to that, because like people say the same thing about One Piece. It's like, I have to watch 1,000 episodes for it to be good. I'm like, no, it's good from the first one. you get to enjoy 1,000 more after that. No, but I think it's this weird thing where people complain that there's no like good movies or there's nothing original being put in theaters, and at the same time when someone makes something for the fans, people bitch and they're like, I don't want to have to sit through all of this to be able to understand the movie. Then
don't
it's
fucking
not
watch
for
it.
you.
It's not for don't fucking watch it. Go watch a different movie. Fuck, dude. It's just people trying to ruin other people's fun. I think part of it is also just trolling. Like they've already
Yeah, it's definitely some of that.
They've already fucked with the creator of Digital Circus. I already kicked her off Twitter. Now I think they feel like they got carte blanche to just do whatever the fuck they want. Like, oh no, why are you gonna like? Cause they fucking want to, bro. Like you're right. This is gonna change the industry. They're gonna make some extra money. Good for them. And now they can put out other content and even more content with this. There's a whole strategy behind this. Fucking go for it. Fuck.
And I was telling Jordan that like a lot of people that are doing productions with Glitch now are former like Disney animators and stuff. Like the creator of the Owl House. She's got her
that's
series.
the next series. Yep.
And so if the Amazing Digital Circus can do this with like almost no clout to the creator's name beforehand.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Like now people have a place to go is the way I like to see it. It's like when WWE killed WCW, like wrestling pro wrestling in the US at least, kind of saw a bit of a downward slump because like you were either in WWE or you were not wrestling. Yeah. Like you weren't a name. So you couldn't really make money in the wrestling industry. You had to go to like Japan. You had to leave the country. And so animation is a little similar in the sense that like because it's so expensive, you have to partner with a big studio and a big corporation to be able to put out your series, your show. But with that, there comes a lot of caveats and a lot of restrictions. So it's nice to see Glitch, sort of being more creator first and finding a way to make that successful.
Yeah. And then I guess to also just put more perspective on this is that like animation is not like making like a live action like short film. Whereas nowadays we can have, I'm not talking just YouTubers, I'm talking like, other filmmakers that will submit a movie at like a film festival on like a professional level. Where nowadays it's like you could just use your phone as your camera and you can film something, put it together with free software you can find online. But here's the thing with like a live action thing. You can, rent out a space or you can go to a friend's house or someone you know and film there. And, oh crap, I need a prop. I need a lamp. You can go to the dollar store and buy a lamp. You cannot, like in an animation, like, oh, I need a lamp. Can I buy it? No, you have to create the asset and put it in there. And you can see the jump in the... Oh, I'm sorry.
I was just going to say that reminds me of a story that I think Jeff Loeb told. He's the writer of The Long Halloween. He's a big name in comics now. But his
Batman comic, right?
Yeah. His background was in film. So when he was asked to write, a comic, he's like, sure, I'll do it. And he did it, but like he was partnered with an artist because he can't draw. He wrote the comic and the artist would send him back like the pages. And he would, call the artist or write back to the artist and be like, hey, I really like this page, but this one panel, like, if we could just get a close-up, like zoom it in a little bit more so we see more of the face and everything. And the artist would be like, okay, but you realize what you're asking me to do is redraw the whole page. Yeah, I guess I am. And he didn't connect it because he's from film, where it's like, yeah, just call the dude back and like zoom it in, like just just fucking enhance on your computer, you fucking nerd. Like, and thankfully he worked with a very patient artist. I don't remember exactly which comic it was anymore, so I don't want to say it was the artist from The Long Halloween, but I thought that was a very funny story, and it speaks to your point where it's like, yeah, you have to redo the thing or create it out of nothing.
Exactly, like, because even like my wife, she didn't get into the Amazing Digital Circus, like even like me, like I bought a ticket for her to join me to go watch it, but she hasn't seen the show, so I'm gonna try to sit her down and show her the show so that she can watch it with me with full context. But even she was like, how long has this show been going on for? I'm like, it's been about like
years.
3-ish years. And she's like, it took them 3 years to do 9 episodes. And I told her, look at how long the fucking episodes are. They're all close to 30-ish minutes, and it's full CG animation. It's like, you know how long that takes and how hard it is to do that when you're not coming from like a big budget studio like Blue Sky, Pixar, or Disney. And she went like, oh, okay, like it put it in perspective. And I think it's just that maybe some of these people just don't have the perspective, or maybe they are just trolling. And I have talked about how toxic this fan base can be in the past, in our online toxic fan base episodes. I brought up the Digital Circus, how Paco mentioned earlier that the creator, Gooseworks, basically like, left Twitter because of like this constant barrage of messages that she was getting.
It's entitlement from these fans, bro, is what it is.
And yeah, it to an extent, I do think it is.
Should have never given these bitches Pomni.
we should have. It's like, Pomni, you deserved better. Gooseworks, you deserved better. I am apologizing right now for how toxic these sons of bitches can be, but just know, Gooseworks, you do have an audience, and if you don't want an audience from the Amazing Digital Circus, you're always welcome here with the Alphas. Anyway, enough plugging in my podcast to someone who I don't even know if is going to see this, but I don't know. I just like to think Gooseworks is so done with this fandom that she's any Digital Circus thing, she's like, nah, I'm not watching that shit. Fuck off.
Oh, man, she's never gonna watch our show.
No,
with all the fucking pommies in the thumbnails.
I know. It's like, this is me, Goose. I'm trying to get your attention. Let me have a cameo in your series that is already ending. With that said, like, yes, the series is ending. But is this the last of the Digital Circus? I don't think so. I do think it'll come back in some way, shape, or form. Maybe not as a show, but I do think we are going to see these characters again somehow. The manga's coming out, so there's that. But
wow, this thing is really doing everything backwards.
So that's the drama and the controversy from the theatrical sense. Now, let me pivot to focus on the drama and the controversy coming from a content perspective. So, this fucking fan base, dude. It's not just here. I feel like this happens in all of media. Be it you're watching a Marvel movie, Disney movie, you name it. this shit just seems to be popping up more and more. Where, like, I guess people's expectations are like too high. So then, when whatever they're watching goes in a different direction and it doesn't meet the things they expected, they immediately like think, "Oh, this is trash. This is garbage." It not even like, "Oh, it's not my cup of tea," or "Oh, I thought it would be," like, no, just flat out, it's trash. It's garbage. Like, so what I'm seeing happening more and more in this fan base is, now that the series is ending, we only got this one more episode, one more hour of story. Some of these fans are upset that the story did not go in the direction they wanted it to.
That's their problem.
Yeah, and so some people are already upset at this finale because they released a teaser trailer, or a trailer. It doesn't show much, but there's enough stuff in there for the fans to go, "Oh my god, it's going to be about this, it's going to focus on that," and they're already upset. And honestly, like, I just, what do y'all want at this point?
Well,
They're fucking entitled hoes that want to be catered to, bro. That's what it is. They have this sense of
Yeah,
entitlement. It's like, bro, they feel like they own this show. That's the
yeah.
feeling that no, this is mine. I own it. It's like, no, you fucking don't. This is Gooseworks' story. It's her creation. She does whatever the fuck she wants with it. If you don't like
Hmm.
it, I don't know what the fuck you want me to tell you. I get that there's criticism and constructive criticism, sure, but you're acting like she's fucking ending the world by writing the story the way she feels like she wants to fucking write it. It's
Hmm.
it's started to become very parasocial behavior. Is what it is.
Yes.
How there's so much parasocial behavior with these content creators that they feel like they now, oh, I like all your stuff. We have a lot of in common. We're similar, blah blah. Now they feel like you owe them or they own you in some weird fucking way.
Hmm.
And
yeah.
that's what this is. It's just this parasocial behavior that's
Yeah.
like, dude, like, no, that's not how it works. You have to put yourself in their shoes too. There's a story that you know, if you don't like the way the story ends, write some fan fiction. There you go. Write some fan fiction and put it on a Reddit. And if people like your story
Yeah.
better, fucking great. I'm happy for you. But
Mhm.
fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Well said,
100%.
Michael. Yeah.
And
Like.
unfortunately, this has been going on forever.
This is in every part of media.
Yeah.
Everything. Star Wars, Star Trek, fucking My Hero Academia is a perfect example of what happened recently. So many people were up in arms because Bakugo didn't want to fuck Deku. Holy shit. Holy shit, dude. I get that that's where you thought it was going and it didn't go that way for you. Sorry. Go write your fan fiction about it and put it out there, and people I know are going to love it and enjoy that. But this isn't your story to write. It was the creators. This is what he wanted to put out there. This is what they put out there. Good for them. If you like it, great. Or if, like, hey, I only liked it up to season 5 or 4, cool, man. It sucks that the rest of it wasn't what you wanted. But again, this isn't your story to own. It is belongs to that creator. It's his. It's his baby. He put it out there. And sometimes people, like, what's the word that they like project whatever it
Yeah.
is onto their. And don't get me wrong. Sometimes when I watch the videos and I see, like, oh man, I can kind of see where you're coming from with that theory of yours. But unfortunately, it ain't true. It's not how this works, man.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like,
Um, I think the creator of Bleach had a very good clapback that it took me a little bit to find, but he was also facing some backlash because people didn't like where Bleach was going. So uh, I found this translation. I don't know how accurate it is, but this is basically what it says. I'll say this because there are some people who seem to misunderstand. What readers have is not the right to change the story of a work. What they have is the right to choose whether to read it or not. If you don't like it, then just stop reading it.
Yep.
If you have the talent to create something more interesting than Bleach, then you should immediately become a mangaka.
Yeah.
If it's really more interesting, you'll definitely succeed more than Bleach. If you say you can't draw, then work hard and become an editor and give advice to mangaka. If you truly have talent, you'll be welcomed anywhere. But if you have no talent, no effort, and yet you complain about those who do their best, you're the kind of person who just gets in the way of people who are working hard, and just go hide somewhere. Keep your eyes shut, open your mouth, and live off the rain and dirt.
Wow.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. A lot of these are just complainers. That's all. They're not going to go out there and do shit. The only creation they're going to do is a video essay or a comment somewhere just spewing hate on somebody because it didn't go their way. Sorry, bro. That's cool. I think also some people hide. I don't know if this is like the right way to say it, but they want to use like representation as like some sort of, not an excuse, but like, I don't feel represented. It's like all of a sudden you don't feel represented. The last fucking 8 seasons, you felt represented. It's like, oh well, it didn't go that way. Dude, I'm sorry it didn't go that way. But I don't know I don't think I'm saying it right. I don't know. Because I feel like some people use these buzzwords to create this drama of like, oh, it's not representative of me. I was like, what are you talking about? You were rocking with this fool or this person the last 28 seasons, and now all of a sudden you say you think he changed up on you. He didn't change up on you. He's still doing the same thing.
Nah.
Yeah.
I think there's a difference to be said when you say like, "Oh, I don't like the way it's going," or "I don't like this plot twist," but you don't, make a big deal out of it, right? Because like,
Yeah.
I was watching this show on Netflix called Black Doves. It has Keira Knightley in it,
Okay.
and it was pretty cool. It was a really it was a decent spy thriller. I don't think it was like my favorite show that I was watching at the time, but it was a nice, well put together show, good acting, decent story. There's this twist in the second to last episode where this whole time I thought they were fighting some kind of shadow government, and then spoilers, revealed, nah, dude, it's just the mob. Like, it's just the mafia. It's just organized crime. Now, to be fair, I didn't finish the show because I thought that's a dumb twist, and I just stopped watching. I was like, for all I know, the next episode's like, ha, gotcha. It's not really the mafia. We're totally the shadow government, dog. Like,
the mafia was just a cover for the cover of the cover.
Yeah. It's actually Epstein. Epstein was the villain the whole time.
Life imitates art.
There you go.
And it's getting to season 2, so like for all I know,
it did good enough. Man.
Yeah.
Somebody liked that twist.
I'm willing to go into more detail as far as like what specifically has like the fan base upset content wise. Like in a separate video where I do I talk about the fan theories and whatnot before the finale. But the short version is, just so people have an idea, is it seems there was a growing like I don't know, dislike of that certain characters were getting more screen time than other characters. I talked about this a bit in the toxicity episode where we talked about how Gooseworks left Twitter because of it. But a detail that I didn't have back then when we talked about it is that it was fans of a specific character, named Ragatha. It seems they got upset at the creator, Gooseworks, when she said that Pomni and Jax are the main characters of the show. So this fan base got mad because they said, why isn't Ragatha in the main character slot? And it seems that's what they were upset about. And, Jax is like the bully character, so it adds more fuel to well, we don't like this guy because he's mean.
Yeah.
And I think there's also a little bit of like, you guys need to separate like the character from like the people, Just because you like a character that's bad doesn't mean you're a bad person, It's like an actor who plays a villain. It doesn't mean they're a real life villain. They're just playing one on a show, It's the same thing like here where they just don't like that this, mean character was getting more and more screen time as the show progressed, but it's because the creator said, well, he's one of the main characters,
Yeah.
And I couldn't find the post, but I saw it on Reddit today, but I couldn't find it. But my memory of it is that someone just genuinely asked, like, what is it with you guys and not liking like the character? Like, what's up with that? Like, and one of the nicer comments responded, and it goes back to that expectation thing I mentioned earlier, where they said that to them it looked like they thought the show was going to be about like an ensemble, like story ensemble cast, and it really isn't. It really is about Pomni first and foremost, and Jax, and they thought it would be more about Pomni and Kane, because when you watch episode 1, those two have the most screen time and probably the most dialogue too.
Yeah, I mean,
and then you watch, and then you watch the second episode, and it's kind of in the same like vein of like, yeah, Pomni gets most of the screen time, but you still go with, okay, so it's about Pomni and Kane, and then episode 3, it's like, oh, okay, now it's about this one character. Then 4, okay, it's about this character, and then from there, it starts becoming like about Pomni and Jax as like the B plot, and that's where the like, what the fuck? I thought it was about this, but now, and then it doesn't help that because it's the mean character, the character they don't like, and he's getting more. But I see it as like, he's like the one character that we know the least about, despite having the most screen time. So to me, it does make sense that you are going to devote more time to answering all those questions that people have about him, who he is, and about his past. So that's why when the trailer came out, people were getting the vibe like, ah, crap, it's going to be about this guy, and they're already mad.
Man, fuck them.
And yeah, I mean, at this point, it's like, look, guys, y'all knew what direction this show was going in for a while, and yeah, I guess if it's not for you, I guess, yeah, you can stop watching. You don't have to buy a ticket.
Yeah, I don't understand like wasting the energy going to the creator to bitch. Like, I never was a big fan of Naruto, both the character and the series. And I've always said that like I like the characters around Naruto. Like my favorite characters are Rock Lee and Kakashi and Might Guy.
Oh yeah.
Those are like my 3 characters. I would watch a show with those 3 guys. 100%.
100%. 100%. You know what I also think it is? I think some people are just kind of like me in a way where I'm a completionist. Like, I got to finish watching it. Even though I fucking hate it, I don't like the way it's going. Like I started it, I'm gonna fucking finish it. And I think there are other people that just want to like have their own biases confirmed. Like, see, I told you it was gonna suck. I told you. See, you didn't fucking listen.
Yeah.
Something like that. But also, you know what I think? Another thing that this kind of started is it's a mix of, I think, like these Karens and these cancel cultures where if enough people dog shitted on you or got under your skin, that you would change it. It's like almost like this customer's always right kind of mentality. Like, no, it's me.
Yeah.
And they thought like if I shit enough on these people,
we cyberbully them enough.
Yeah, they're gonna change their mind. They're gonna change their ways. It's like, nah, not these people. No, you can't do that. And I think you're right. You don't like it, stop fucking watching it, bro.
Yeah, I did stop watching Naruto. I'm not gonna go to the creator of Naruto and be like, hey man, why is the main character of your show and manga Naruto?
What about Rock Lee?
Yeah, it should be Rock Lee.
I haven't even finished Shippuden yet. I still like, bro.
And I guess the last thing I'll point out about where like, like I want to believe it's the vocal minority like spreading all this hate and toxicity in the fandom.
It's always a minority.
But
that sounded racist. That's not racist. It's always that vocal minority. They're the ones. It's not that many people as you think it is. Yeah. It just sounds so loud. Yeah.
But because the show is so short, you don't have time to like jump into all of these, characters' backstories and whatnot. And so, like, to use the Naruto example, so like Jay, like you said, your favorite characters are like Rock Lee, Might Guy, and Kakashi. Well, later in the series, they do get dedicated storylines, arcs, and episodes that jumps into their past or just what they are currently doing, and it focuses on them. It's not about Naruto for that section. They take the spotlight. And so that caters to, some of those fans that wanted to see them. So Digital Circus is only 9 episodes. They don't have time to do that. There is nothing. What you see is literally what you get. And so I saw on Twitter, there's some people saying that the Amazing Digital Circus needed filler. To which I went, Pomni, I'm going to put you down for a second. Have you all lost your fucking minds? What? Like, we're defending filler, the one thing that we always complained about in every like series, but they're like, well, no, you got to think about it. There are some good episodes of Dragon Ball that were filler episodes. Okay, but it's still filler. Just because they managed to make an entertaining episode out of no source material doesn't mean that needs to be, the strategy like going forward. And then it goes back to the very first thing we said, that animation like this takes a long time. Can you imagine waiting all this time to get an episode and it's just filler? It doesn't move the plot forward.
I'd be pissed.
Exactly. Like God of War, the video games. It was originally planned to be a trilogy. It was going to be God of War Ragnarok, and whatever the hell the third one was going to be. But they realized, okay, we're seriously taking like 6 years to develop this game, and we're going to end it on a cliffhanger? Like, the fans are going to get pissed. So they thought, you know what? Screw it. We can't do a trilogy. We need to wrap up this story now. So that's why God of War only got 2 instead of the planned trilogy. So this goes back to this, that it's like they can't do that. They already had a story in mind. Even Gooseworks said that they had the story in mind from the beginning. They went to Glitch saying, this is going to be a mini-series. I only want 8 episodes. That's it. And Glitch agreed. Despite how short it was going to be, they accepted. And I think it's worked in their favor. I mean, this last episode had something like 17 million viewers tune in during the live premiere on YouTube.
Damn.
This movie release, like I mentioned, the tickets sold out in my area like that. So fast that they had to add more screenings to everybody. So showing no, there is a fan base, there is a movement for this. So I think Glitch is gonna go places. I can't wait to see where Knights of Guinevere, that's their next show, is gonna go. And look, I'm all in. I support indie animation, and I think you guys should as well. And don't be fucking dicks about it.
For real. For real.
All right. And I think I got the poppy back. I think on that note, we will wrap things up here. So let me know in those comments, are you going to watch The Amazing Digital Circus, The Last Act? Let me know in those comments. Likewise, vote on if you want Pomni to be a guest on the show. And likewise, let me know if you guys want me to do a theories episode on the Amazing Digital Circus. I will do that before the movie. Either way, whatever your thoughts are on Digital Circus, let me hear it. I want to hear it. Let us know in those comments. But until then, we will catch you all on the next one. Peace.